was great. It was an adventure. I mean, it was like pretty sudden deciding to leave Belgium and go to New York. And there were a lot of expectations that came with it, like as with any trip, you know. And I think the important expectations were really fulfilled. I wanted to write music in another city. That's basically what I wanted to do. And I wanted to write music in a city where English was the first language, because I felt that being here for so long has given me amazing tools. You know, it's created the music that have behind me. But not being in a place where people speak English, it does also affect the songwriting. It's like once I started playing in New York and I started to sing in front of people, which then they were as far away as you are right now, I became very self-conscious about the lyrics, and it's scary, but in a good way. It's like, shit, I really have to go home and work, and that wasn't the same as playing here, because here I made a record that, you know, kind of worked really well, and then I went straight to the Abbé and straight to festivals, and I saw big crowds. I had the pressure of becoming a performer and an entertainer, but I didn't have necessarily the pressure of like, what are you saying? You know, we want to know what you're saying. And that's what happened in New York. Not because people listen more to lyrics, but because it's their own language. They look at you like, what are you saying? What are you here to say? I met Ruben Samama. He was playing with Jeff Neve. I did a gig with Jeff Neve in New York when I moved there. He was visiting in town, playing with Jose James, who was actually playing tonight. And we played a gig together. And then I met Ruben. And then Ruben, you know, besides being an amazing bass player, he's also an arranger. He's also a producer. He also has his sort of songwriter pop project, and now more songwriter, singer-songwriter. So he does all these different things. And I immediately saw, like, this guy's an amazing musician. Little by little I realized, like, he's also a producer, so why not just give him that responsibility? His wife, Amber, is a classical cellist, an amazing musician. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, you know, maybe we should play with her. You know, I mean, it'll immediately give the music another. You need a solo instrument, you know, to take. You know, you have in rock, you have the electric guitar, and you do need some lyrical somebody to take over those lines. And we said, like, just let her do it. And we also had drums, and then we have guitar, and we have piano, but it seemed like everything was too much. And when we started eliminating, we ended up with just the three of us. And we didn't need anything else. I mean, this is really like in terms of frequencies, it's also all you need, really, like these different frequencies. Even the lowest would be Ruben banging on his bass, and it seemed to work. And whatever didn't pass that test, we just left out. Songs that didn't work with the three of us, we didn't record them. So it was a good filter for the material too. Yeah. So my expectations of shows, you know, they go out the window. You never really know. Tonight was really special. I mean, they were listening. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes people start talking, and you think that you don't have their attention, and especially with music like this. But my experience is, once they hear Amber and they hear the wood in the instruments, they feel like we have to be quiet because something is gonna happen, or there's a lot of silences. So people become very self-aware, which is part of this music, I think. It's cool because I started playing pole pole, you know, like in front of the grasle and Latin music and people like partying, yeah, and this is completely different. I don't know really what the trajectory is. This is what I want to be doing, and I ended up here, and I seem to believe that you can play intimate music you can play quiet music in a very loud way in front of a lot of people. I believe that that's possible, that people can actually pay attention to you and be quiet even if it's in a big place. I know that I want to do that sometimes so for the time being. Maybe later on, you know, it's time to do something different, but right now it feels good to play here tonight, because it's like there is a history of playing during the Hense Feast, and it's always been different, and now it's this, and I don't know if it's gonna be this next time. You know, it's pretty special, I think.